Midnight. And I wanted to give everybody an update before I take a little nap here. It is going to get to be pretty snowy before too long. We're already starting to see a little wintry mix moving into West Texas from southeast New Mexico. And I just wanted to give an update for anybody trying to get an early start to the day on Sunday. Again, I've been kind of preaching this for a couple of days now, but these road conditions are going to be far less than ideal, and we're just going to see a lot of ice piling up on these roads as well. Wind speeds are starting to pick up already, so wind chill is a big factor out there. I was just kind of checking things out here at the station outside, and it is really cold. I could only stand out there for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes at the very most. That wind chill is no joke. Temperatures are in the teens right now, but the wind chill makes it feel like 4, maybe 5 degrees in Odessa and Midland. So make sure you watch out. Make sure you stay warm. If you are headed outside, even for any period of time, put on some gloves, and that will definitely help you out. But I wanted to give everybody an update as far as what is going on here in West Texas, as far as where everything is headed. Now, this is crazy to me that we actually do have a blizzard warning in effect in the Guadalupe Pass. Now, it's not for Odessa, Midland, or anything like that, but even the fact that we have a blizzard warning in our viewing area is just crazy to me. But here's a look at what's going on. You can see this big low pressure here. It's spinning counterclockwise right around Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's going to continue tracking to the east. And as you can see, it's producing a lot of snow, and we're finally starting to see that move into some parts of our viewing area. It looks like northern Lee County really seeing a lot of that action. And before too long, we're going to start to see some of that here in the rest of West Texas. So just off to the north, looks like Tatum, Lovington, seeing some of that snow beginning to sprout up. And that's going to actually travel to the south and east. So it's going to make its way into Odessa, Midland. We're going to start to see a little bit of that moving through the northern Trans-Pecos before too long. I'd give it another maybe hour and a half, 2 hours before it really starts to full swing its way into the rest of the basin. So again, everybody, make sure you do the best you can to stay off the roads. If you absolutely have to go somewhere, just drive really, really slow and carefully. The roads are already very sketchy as it is right now, so be careful. Hey, Barry, good to hear from you. Hello to Tyler, Texas, if anybody's watching over there. My good friend Channing works at one of the news stations over there, so give her a like and a follow. Channing is great. So anyway, we've got a ton of that winter weather on the way, but so far we haven't really seen too much of that in Odessa and Midland. If you do stand outside, you'll see a couple of either snowflakes or sleet kind of floating around in the sky. These winds are kicking it up off of the road, so it's not actually falling too much, even though the satellite and radar does show a lot of that light white color, usually indicating snow. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up our snow depth chart. Now this is generated from the satellite in space, and it actually has a filter on it that's able to see the snow on the ground. So it's actually fairly accurate. It detects frozen liquid on the ground, so not necessarily snow. In our case here in Odessa, certainly it is mostly sleet, which is actually slipperier than snow. More slippery, I guess, for you grammar nuts. More slippery than the snow. So be careful driving around. You can see a little bullseye right around Odessa right now. As well, we've got another little bullseye just down to the south and east of Pecos, right around Cayenosa. A little bullseye south of Imperial. Any of these deep blue colors indicate 3 to 6 inches, and this lighter blue color is about 1 to 3 inches. I know it's kind of hard to read on the screen there, so just be really, really careful because we do have a significant amount of ice and sleet on the roadways. Midland, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches for the most part, but south of Midland, you can see another little zone right there of 3 to 6 inches. So that really is going to make things very, very slick out there. Big Spring, right around 1 to 3 inches as well, and most of the basin, we've got a pretty good amount right around 1 inch. Now, most of the models are accelerating the timing of a lot of the snow coming in from the north and west. This model doing a pretty good job, actually, of picking up, we've got some of that snowfall in northern Lee County showing up here on the model. As well, it's moving in from the south and west. So as we click through a couple of hours, by the time we get to about 6 a.m., 7 a.m., we'll start to see a lot of that flowing on into the basin, the central basin, and significant snow bands there in Eddy and Lee counties by 7 a.m. Once we get to about 9, 10, 11 a.m., that's when we really see the snow really just taken off. So a lot of snow going to be falling in the next day or so, and finally by the time we get to 3, 4 p.m. we'll start clearing out, and this model shows some clear skies there in the central basin, but I gotta say I'm not so optimistic. I expect a lot of cloud cover throughout the evening time on Sunday and even into Monday morning. Now hopefully this model showing off some really clear skies on Monday. I'm very hopeful that we can make good on that because the sunshine would really help go a long way to warming our temperatures up and also to melting some of that snow. Now, the latest model runs here as far as snow totals go pick up about 2 inches for Odessa and Midland, 3 in Wink, and just under 4 for Carlsbad. So good news there. It's actually trending downward as far as snow totals go. But if we do pick up a band, you can see right here this deep blue color just outside of where Odessa and Midland is, as well as Wink, we could be looking at 4, maybe even 5 inches of snow. So perhaps double some of these numbers that we're seeing there. And again, that's just where the snow bands are setting up, and that's all guided just by the moisture that's moving around West Texas. If you do happen to step outside and check out the roadways, just looking at them, it does actually look really cool to see the sleet just kind of flowing around, getting blown by the winds. And speaking of winds, our winds are really, really strong. Let me see if I can pull up a wind chart that we've got here. This one just showing off the current wind speeds. It may take a second to load. No, I guess that's what we got there. It looks like, there it goes. Yeah, so 21 miles per hour for Odessa and Midland and Big Spring. That is very, very windy for the conditions that we have out here. Of course, West Texas, usually a pretty windy place, but this definitely is going to contribute to some wind chill. So I'll pull up the wind chill chart also, just so you can see. It's not going to get any better by the time the sun comes up. Odessa, Midland feeling like -1 outside, and trust me, again, I was outside for a second, and it really feels every bit of that -1. It looks like Hobbs and Guadalupe Passes observation stations are down, which is kind of a shame because those are usually some windier and colder places. So it would be interesting to see what the wind chill factor is in those locations. But again, we do have, I just want to show off some of these watches and warnings that we've got. We've got all this pink area here showing off a winter storm warning, and that's going to be lasting until Monday at, I believe, 1 a.m. Alex, yeah, you are totally right. It is so cold out there. Okay, so Monday at 6 a.m. is when that winter storm warning expires, and almost our entire viewing area is included in that. Ector, Midland counties. We've got the entirety of the Trans-Pecos, as well as southeast New Mexico and some of the mountains. So watch out for that. And then this wind chill warning should be in effect right now, and that lasts until Monday afternoon. So temperatures are just going to stay really, really cold. Those winds are actually going to keep ratcheting up a little bit. We'll see winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour for some of the overnight time. And a lot of these conditions will hold. So if you're watching this, after the sun comes up, I'm recording this just before 2 a.m. Right now. That's the current time. But a lot of these conditions are going to hold by 6, 7, 8 a.m. So again, I don't expect too much in the way of improvements. It's not going to get too much warmer, and we're also likely to see a lot more of that snow packing on the ground and really just contributing to some very slick road conditions. So make sure you be careful. If you have to go anywhere, just drive slowly. If you can, sit out, sit at home, maybe fire up some Pop-Tarts or something warm and tasty. I would definitely do that. But I'll be here all weekend here at the Weather Center, so if anything is going on, I'll be sure to update you guys. We'll also run our normal newscast on Sunday at 10 p.m., so make sure to stay tuned for that. ABC Big 2 News at 10, weekend edition. We have a good time doing that. But yeah, it's going to be really, really snowy and very, very cold. So if you do head out the door, make sure to bundle up, wear a couple of layers, and make sure that your outer layer is water resistant so that it doesn't get soaked, because conditions are allowing for water to freeze over very, very quickly. So again, stay warm, stay safe, and try and stay off the roads if you can, and be careful out there, West Texas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.